Hey yogis, I'm Nicole. Welcome back to my yoga time. Thanks for joining me today. Today's yoga flow is focusing on the liver and the gallbladder meridians. So our gallbladder, as you would have seen in the diagram just a moment ago, runs predominantly down the outside of the body, whereas the liver meridian runs up the inner legs and up through the torso. So we'll be focusing on postures that stretch and lengthen the inner legs, the outer legs, IT band, and side waist. So the gallbladder represents the embodiment of courage, bravery, discernment, and integrity. Our liver, which I'm sure you already know physically, is responsible of breaking down and processing everything else that the body can't do. Energetically, our liver relates to our soul purpose. It's the master planner. So when this energy is flowing, we are flexible. We are able to adapt. We can stay on our path without distraction or deviation. And even if we do experience any of life's adversities, we can regain our balance, our equilibrium, without too much turmoil. 2 blocks only if you have limited range of motion and you've got them at home. I won't actually be using the blocks, but if you've got them, have them close by just in case you need them. And also today we'll be working with a Pan mudra, which is a detoxification mudra, connecting the tip of the thumb to the tip of the middle and the ring finger. So this mudra relates to the element of wood, same as the liver and the gallbladder meridian, and it's also said to be an excellent mudra to help detoxify not only the body but also the mind and the emotions, to clear out those negative thoughts. So when you're ready, we're going to start standing. Come to Tadasana. We'll have the feet hip width apart and bring the hands to prayer. So we'll be breathing and moving slowly. Do your best to synchronize your movement with the breath. Try to begin the breath before the movement and try to finish the movement before the breath. When you're ready, Ujjayi breath as we inhale, lift the palms slightly, separating, and then exhale, gently pressing them down. On your next inhalation, slowly lift up onto those toes as you raise the arms above the head. And exhaling slowly, bring the heels back down, lower the palms. Let's interlace the fingers, bring them back up to the heart. As you exhale, push the palms forward, round the back. Inhaling, arms up. Side bend, exhale over to the left. Lift up the left heel. Coming back to center and other side. And coming back to center. Well done, yogis. From here, separate the palms, step your left leg out wide, and then bring the palms together, cross the right leg behind the left, bending the knees, going as low as is comfortable for you. Then as you inhale, slowly come back to center, palms and feet separate, exhaling other side. We'll do 2 more rounds on each side, feeling into the outer hip. Last round. Well done, yogis. Coming back to center, hands by your side. If you've got the blocks at home and you're tight in the back and the hamstrings, make sure you've got them close by now. When you're ready, let's inhale, arms straight up. As you exhale, fall forward, stacking one palm on top of the other on your low back. Next inhalation, come halfway up, draw the shoulders back. Exhaling to fold. Hands can lower to the blocks or to the floor. Cross your right leg behind the left leg. So I've got my pinky toes together. If that's too strong, take the foot further away. Option 1, hands are in the center. Option 2, hands walk over to the left. So front knee is bending, back leg is straight. Coming back to center, keep the legs crossed and reverse swan dive to come all the way up. We can take another side bend. Left hand's going to take the right wrist, lift up and lean over. Come back to center, swan dive forward. Uncrossing the legs, Other side, left behind the right, either holding it in the center or walking your hands over to the right side. Be careful not to overstretch or overstrain. Coming back to center, reverse swan dive. Right hand takes the left wrist this time, lifting up, leaning over. And back to center, uncross the legs, lower the hands down. Well done, yogis. Moving into a balance pose now, our tree pose. Option to have a side bend there too. So grounding down through the right leg, turn the left knee out to the side. Either just hovering the foot above the floor, maybe on the calf, or all the way up to the thigh, but do not rest the foot on the knee. To help with your balance here, press the foot into the leg, leg into the foot. Well done, yogis. Either staying here, hands at the heart center, or maybe you can lift the arms up. Option to take a palm mudra. So either holding it still if you're a little wobbly, or option to bring in a side bend. Left hand will lower as you lean over to the right. And you can even use a little bit of pressure on the back of that left palm into the knee to help open out the hip. And from here, coming back to center, bring the hands to prayer, left knee points forward, and then left leg back, preparing for warrior two. So slight angle on that back foot, right toes pointing straight ahead, bending in the right knee. Now we're pressing into both feet as though we're stretching the mat. On your next inhalation, straighten the right leg, bend the left knee, point the right toes up towards the ceiling. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse the warrior, lean back. Exhale, side angle pose. Take the right elbow to the knee, left arm sweeps down and then overhead. Palm mudra, right hand. Coming back up to warrior two. Inhale, bend the left knee, straighten the right leg. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle pose, left arm sweeps down and overhead. Option to lift up the right heel, so you're hiking up that hip. Well done, yogis. Last round. We'll hold our side angle pose this time. Just for an extra breath into the side waist. And then ground the heel down, frame the right foot with the hands and step your back foot in a little bit closer. So our hips are now squared to the short end of the mat and that back foot's on a 45-degree angle. Half lift and then forward fold. So you can use your blocks here if you need to, either staying in the center or you have the option of twisting. Either keeping the left hand on the left side on the block or left hand on top of the right foot. Inhale, the right arm up. Revolve triangle. Exhale to lower down. Take it back into your downward facing dog. Raise the right leg. It's a three-legged dog. And then moving into pigeon pose. Right knee behind the right wrist. Lengthen the left leg behind you as you lower down. Now, this might not be an option for everybody. If you're tight in the hips and you've got the block, prop up your hip. If there's discomfort in your knee or your hip, bend your back leg. So have both legs bent, a right angle through the backs of both legs. Left thigh, right shin parallel to each other and the short side of the mat. If you've got both legs bent, you can fold off over that right knee. If you've got your back leg straight, just fold down into the center. Only here for a few breaths. And follow your next inhalation coming out of the pose. We'll step it back into your downward facing dog. Feel free to give the legs a little bit of a walk. And step up to the top of the mat. Half lift as you inhale. Forward fold as you exhale. Reverse swan dive to come all the way up. Hands to the heart. Weight transferring now into the left leg. So preparing for your tree pose on the other side. So right knee turning out, coming up to your preferred height. Holding it there if the balance is tested, or you can always stand next to the wall. Otherwise, lifting the arms, taking your mudra, maybe your side bend. And coming back to center, hands to prayer, lifting up the right knee. Reaching back, warrior two. On your next inhalation, bend the right leg, straighten the left. Return to warrior two. Reverse. Side angle pose. Remember the right arm sweeps down and then overhead. Exhaling back to warrior two. Inhaling, bend the right knee, straighten left leg. Exhaling, warrior two. Inhaling, reverse. Exhale, side angle pose. Last round. Holding our side angle now for an extra breath. Option to lift up the left heel. Taking a palm mudra through the left hand. And lower down, frame the left foot. Step the back foot in a little bit closer. Option to keep a little bend in that front knee. Inhaling halfway, exhaling to fold. So if you're staying in the center and you've got those palms flat, whether they're on the mat or the block, gently press them down and try and slide them forward. Otherwise, revolve triangle, right hand on top of the left foot, lifting left arm up. Gently pressing into both feet as though you're trying to stretch the mat. Will help with your balance and stability. Let's lower down. Three-legged dog. Pigeon pose. Or mermaid. If you have to bend both knees, please do so. When you're ready, folding down, taking rest. And inhaling to come back up. This time we'll stay seated. Just lean over to your left as you bring your right leg around. So option one, you'll keep your right leg straight. We're going to cross the left leg over, keeping the sole of the left foot flat. Now, you can always elevate the hips on a block if you're tight through the back and the hips. Option two, if you're able to, bend that right leg as well. Bring the foot next to the left buttock. So helpful here if you create a little bit of resistance between the outer left ankle and the right leg, whether that right leg is straight or bent. Holding onto the knee, taking the left hand behind you. Inhale and exhaling to twist. Your back palm is pressing down and away. You can either hold the knee, wrap the arm, or just hook the elbow and find your mudra. See if you can deepen the twist by deepening your breath, not by forcing the body. For your next exhalation, return to the front. Now, if you're able to, just stack that left knee on top of the right so you've come into Gomukhasana legs. If this position is not an option for you due to knee or hip ailments, then you can cross the legs instead with your left leg in front of the right, feet lined up with the knees. Please don't hesitate to sit on a block or a towel or a pillow. The higher you take the hips, the easier the pose will be. Remember, we're here on the mat to undo tension, not to create more. So don't ever force the body into a shape that the mind or the ego thinks it should look like. So a little side bend here, right arm up, lean over to the left. Tractioning through that left palm. Inhaling to come up. Well done. Lean back, uncross those legs. You might like to take a quick swish from side to side. And when you're ready, we'll practice that seated twist we did just a moment ago. Option 1, left leg is straight, right leg crossing over. Option 2, bend that left leg as well. Try to keep pressing down through that big toe knuckle. Either hold the knee, wrap the arm, or hook the elbow. Feel as though you're trying to stand up as you press down through that right foot. Returning to the front, stacking the knee if you're able to, otherwise crossing the legs, right leg crossing in front of the left. Side bend over to the right this time. And coming all the way up. Well done, yogis, leaning back once again and crossing those legs. So we'll take a seated straddle now. Again, if you've got limited range of motion through your hips, elevate them, sit on a block or a pillow. We'll take the legs out as far as is comfortable. And a little side bend to begin with, right hand down, left arm will lift up and just take the hand to the back of the head. As you exhale, leaning over to the right. If your hand is close to the foot, let's have the palm down today. Push the web of your thumb into the top of the foot, pull the foot back into the hand. If you can't reach, it doesn't matter. Inhaling to look up. Exhaling to look down, bring your elbow closer to the knee. Inhaling, elbow lifts. Exhale, a little closer to the knee. Inhaling up for the last time, release the hand and come all the way up. Let's change sides. When you're ready, open the elbow as you inhale, closing as you exhale. So any postures that are targeting the inner legs is our liver meridian. Anything getting the outer legs or the side waist is our gallbladder. Let's come all the way up. Option 1, yogis, stay as you are, toes and knees pointing up to the ceiling. If you're able to fold forward, feel free to do so. We're only here for a few breaths. And inhale to press yourself back up. Let's scoop the hands under the knees, give them a little lift, come back together, hug and a rock. And in just a moment, we'll come down onto your navel. So coming down when you're ready. Coming into our Sphinx pose, so just propping yourself up on the forearms, and we'll take a little neck stretch here. Left ear dropping to the left shoulder. Chin will reach slightly forward. And over to the other side. And coming back to center, lower the heart just a little, reach the hands out in front, palms are lifted, just fingertips on the floor, and try to drag your hands back. Traction through the spine. Lowering down when you're ready. Rolling over onto your back. From here, raise the feet up towards the ceiling. Option to rest the hands on the outer legs. Maybe you've got enough range of motion that you can reach your big toes. As you inhale, legs out nice and wide. Exhaling back together. Let's go again. And this time as you exhale, cross the left leg over the right leg. Bend the knees, squeeze the thighs, lift the head and shoulders off the mat. Reach the fingers towards the back of the mat. Exhaling to lower. Shift the hips about 1 centimeter to the left and we're twisting. Knees over to the right. You can always use a block underneath the legs for support if you need to. And inhaling back to center. Both feet up towards the ceiling, same as before. Take a hold wherever is comfortable. Legs are coming out as you inhale. And exhaling back together. Right over the left this time. Knees bending, thighs pressing, upper body lifting. And lower down when you're ready. Take your twist. And coming back to center, centering the body, uncrossing the legs, and we'll lower into Shavasana, turning the palms to face the ceiling and taking a Pan Mudra once again. So the thumb is connecting to the middle finger and the ring finger. Eyes closing down, forehead is softening. Tongue and jaw relaxed. And just taking the next few moments to just be. Inhale a little deeper. Feel free to wiggle toes and fingers, following any urges to move or stretch. Roll to your preferred side whenever you're ready. And taking as long as you like there in that fetal position. Only coming to seated when you're ready to continue on with your day. Thanks for practicing with me today, yogis. I hope you enjoyed that little flow. Please feel free to make any class requests in the comments below. The intention of this channel is to help cultivate your home practice. Please do like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. It's the best way to support free yoga on YouTube. Have a lovely day.